KRDO News Channel 13, Cindy Santafanti joins us now to tell us why these repairs took so long and what utility leaders are doing in preparation for the next storm. Cindy.
Well, Mallory, for starters, our very own meteorologist tells us that those winds that we experienced last week, well, they reached Category 2 hurricane level speeds. Now, Colorado Springs Utilities tells me that this is the most significant power outage in all of history.
Gale force winds rolled into Colorado Springs last week, causing major headaches for utility customers. Colorado Springs Utilities dealing with over 1,000 separate failures, leaving tens of thousands without juice, the largest widespread outage the utility has ever seen.
Certainly, we know that we did have some customers that began a electric service outage last Wednesday and were turned on just after midnight last night.
CSU saying there was multiple factors that made this last storm their biggest challenge yet. For starters, they were dealing with staffing shortages even before the storm.
If we had more hands on deck, could we have restored more quickly? Well, of course, we were using every resource available to us.
Even at full call out, there were only 70 utility teams at work here. Compare that to the army of crews that Excel in Denver had on the ground. 450 in all, restoring power to the Denver metro area in half the time it took here. Another factor, our city infrastructure. Colorado Springs Utilities has roughly 75% of its electrical lines running underground. But that still leaves many exposed, leading to nearly 100 poles being downed during the storm.
They were damaged because we faced the equivalent of Category 2 hurricane force winds. So very, very difficult for any utility system to survive.
The question now, what, if anything, is being done to address issues before the next big storm?
We already have information from Charlie Cassidy, who served as our incident commander on the response for this. He is a general manager in our energy construction department, and he has already set meetings for early January to be sure that we have captured all of the improvement opportunities.
Now, in other words, Colorado Springs Utilities says that they're going to be looking at more ways to improve the infrastructure. That means not only looking at possibly adding more staffing, but also considering burying those power lines underground, though those things take more time and more funding. For now, we're live downtown Colorado Springs. I'm Cindy Santafanti for KRDO News Channel 13.